everybody. John Huber here, Maryland K-12. I want to talk to you a little bit about this, the beginning of the implementation of the blueprint for Maryland's future. This is the education legislation known originally as the Kerwin Commission, and it is coming. It's coming hard, and it's billions and billions of dollars on the way. So what exactly is going on? What is it? I'm going to break it down into a couple of different segments. First of all, very briefly, this final implementation plan was approved on December 1st by the state legislature or whoever the approving body was. I can't remember. There's 5 pillars, what they call pillars, and each pillar has various objectives. Each objective has various tasks. I will say that each pillar has I forget the term they use. It's not an oversight committee, but it's like an advisory panel or whatnot. And these are education professionals. They're volunteering to serve on these committees. The first pillar, for example, is deals with early childhood education, and there's a lot of things coming down this. I haven't seen any meetings of the early childhood advisory committee meeting yet. But in early childhood, there are 3 objectives, I think. I can't remember. In any set, what they're talking about, all 3 and 4 year olds will be enrolled in pre-K. These are low-income 4-year-olds by 2026, all 3-year-olds by 2032. So you're talking about a 10-year implementation plan. And one of the objectives that deals with a combination system of private and public, the private being the pre-K daycare centers and whatnot. And they're going to take up 30% of the slots according to the plan. And that's by fiscal year 23. So between now and fiscal year 23, which is just like the next year, they want 30% of these slots to be taken by private entities. Fiscal year 26, just a few years later, there's a handful of certification qualifications for pre-K. All these pre-K teachers need to be certified in early childhood education. They all need to be, and the teaching assistants need to be CDA certified, which is like a childhood development assistant. I can't remember all the acronyms, but it's another certification that the assistants need to have. By fiscal 27, they want 50% of these pre-K things to be, or these pre-K services to be privatized, and take that what you may. And 3 and 4 year olds from low income were going to be enrolled by fiscal year 32. So this is a 10-year rollout plan. Full day pre-K for 4-year-olds up to 300, up to 300% of the poverty level. That's what they're using to determine who qualifies as low income. And then there's a sliding scale up to 600%. So if you're 600% or more, then it's option. You can have option, and you're going to have to pay for it yourself. But according to them, this full day kindergarten will be available. They are big on a mixed public and private system. And then there's also transportation for all these. They expect the governments, the LEAs, you hear that term a lot. That's the local education agencies, Anne Arundel, Howard, Hartford, Charles, PG, whatever. They expect them to pick up the tab for the transportation. They can't even transport their own kids right now. And that's just one particular objective within the first task or within the first pillar. The other ones talks about kindergarten readiness. The implementation. This one is what got me to the KRA, the kindergarten readiness assessment. And it's just like there's this one sentence in there that says that the students who are not kindergarten ready, we're going to identify them and provide additional resources to make them kindergarten ready. Oh, it sounds simple enough. What do you think these teachers have been doing for the past 10 years or 20 years or however long? This didn't just, this is nothing new. So anyway, that, and there's a lot of these, we talked about this a while, Judy centers and Patty centers, I think they're called, something like that. These kind of parental, where they're helping the parents learn how to manage children and whatnot. So it's a very ambitious plan. There's a lot going on, and this is what's coming. Now, the committee, the advisory committee, has not begun to meet on this to start really fleshing out the nuts and bolts of how they're going to do this. That's what's going on now, and that's why everything's been really quiet, because now they're running around scratching their heads trying to figure out how are we going to do this. And if you follow my next video, which I'm about to do as soon as I finish this one, we're talking about the teacher certification pillar that they're starting to flesh out, and that they're starting to scratch their heads and figure out how this is going to work. So the rubber is starting to meet the road, folks, and I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but they're starting to ask a lot of questions that most people who read this stuff ahead of time asked, and now they're starting to find. So anyway, that's what's going on as far as Pillar 1. It's there. It's been approved. Now we're waiting to see what the if the advisory committee is going to start meeting on this stuff. And hey, I'll follow it because, I have time. And right now, actually, you're ready to go take a look at this. The state board is meeting with the accountability board for the first time. And it's just a bunch of stuff about college career readiness and their and what they define as. It doesn't look like anything big's coming out today. So it's the end of the year's winding down. And as usual, things are starting to slow down. People just generally don't want to open up a new can until the until the beginning of the new year. So anyway, I hope this keep in touch. I'll keep tabs on this stuff. If you have any questions, anything we look for, let me know. So thanks. Have a great day.